Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name is Grant. Today I'm unboxing the second volume in a very cool series from a newer company called Serious Historical Games. They're a French publisher. This game is called Sekigahara 1600, and the subtitle is Battles of the Sengoku Jidai. So this series is Age of the Warring States. So it really focuses on the mid to late 1500s into the early 1600s in feudal Japan. And this second volume specifically focuses on the very famous Battle of Sekigahara. In fact, I believe this was the largest battle in the history of the daimyo and the clans and the samurai. So I could be a little off on that, but I believe that is the case. Very heavy box, by the way. The designer is Philippe Hardy. Map art is Sebastian Brunel, and we'll look at that map here in a moment. Counter art is Pascal de Silva. And then the cover art is by Giuseppe Rava. He has a very cool, Giuseppe Rava has a very cool Facebook page and website. He does all kinds of paintings, Napoleonics. Most of it, I think, is Napoleonics and Japanese feudal time. But man, he has a lot of great art. So if you're into good art, go ahead and check that out. The other thing I wanted to show you before getting into that box is that first game in the series called Nagashino 1575 and Shizugatake 1583, also subtitled Battles of the Sengoku Jidai. This is volume 1 in that Age of the Warring States series. We played this one, really enjoyed it, had a good time, therefore led me to buying this game. This game, bigger game, more counters. I think the map is about the same size, but it is much, much, much heavier than the other one, about 2 times. So here is the back of the box. You'll notice on this side, it is in French. So over here, I'm focused on the English side. But obviously, this is the Battle of Sekigahara, taking place on October 21st, 1600, between the Tokugawa Ieyasu clan and his alliances and the Ishida Mitsunari alliances and clan, the Western Army versus the Eastern Army. The scale is Grand Tactical. Here's the scale for the hexes, 300 meters, center to center areas, 45 minutes per game turn, and 500 to 1,000 men per counter. The game says it plays 2 to 4 players, and I'm assuming you break up some of the mini generals and formations and then just split those. But the game takes about 2 to 4 hours, give or take, 2 to 5 hours. So this is a big game. 2 33 by 23 maps, 432 pre-cut counters, 1 cardboard player aid, a book of rules and scenarios. My one concern off the top of this is I know they only had 1 play aid in the first game, but man, you got to at least have 2 play aids in this. It's a 2-player game. You probably should have 4. That's just my opinion. Here's a look at kind of a historical overview of the battle. Kind of cool. Really nice looking box. I think for a newer company, Philippe has done a grand job of really getting in there and making a good quality product. The other thing you'll notice when I open this is here's the rule book, right? I received an email shortly after buying this. I bought this a couple of months ago, saying that they've made some errata changes and other clarifications. So I went ahead and printed off those clarifying rules to put them in the box. I won't throw this away, but I will keep and we'll play from that printed off set. So the rule book is it's dual English and French. So I'm going to go ahead and turn to the English part. So yeah, here we go. Rules here in English. Get a look at those counters and you'll see that by Mr. Rava. They are just absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, quick overview of the rules. This starts on page 9 and goes through till page, I want to say it's like 16. I looked at that earlier, but now I can't remember. 15. So there are only seven pages of rules in this. So it's not a very complex game. That reflects the ranking it gave on the back for difficulty of a 3. But it is a big game. So here's a look at those rules. The combat system is very, very unique. It involves the pulling of chits and kind of comparing those results to come out with results for the battle. Very kind of cool. I don't remember all the details. Here are some modifiers for that. There is close combat, and then there's normal defensive fire as you approach. That's kind of a medieval staple, I believe. But yeah, there's the rules. They also have a big scenario book. Really great art. Really, really enjoyed that 15 pages in the scenario book. And there are quite a few different scenarios. So you're going to be able to play. There's also some examples of play here, full color. Here's a look at that historic summary or overview of the battlefield that day and what happened. Very interesting. Once again, in French and English, which is good. Here are these the setup? Yeah, these are a couple of the scenarios. We're just kind of rolling through those. But really well laid out, well put together. We'll see how that goes, but I definitely want to play this. Counters are next. There are 4 counter sheets, as you can see, 4 full counter sheets. I'm going to go ahead and bring those close to show you the detail. These counters are just fantastic. Fairly simple with information on them. Numbers are pretty large and readable, but you can see the detail on these soldiers. Just really cool. You got cavalry, infantry, you've got some ranged fire guys, spearmen, bowmen. Just really nice. And then there are a ton of leaders. I'm not exactly seeing any leaders on this counter sheet, but they are double-sided. There's a leader, I think. Yeah, just Taicho right here. And they're kind of identified by these flags. One of the recommendations from some people on Board Game Geek and other forums is use cubes to identify the formation so you can find the leaders quickly and activate them. But yeah, more guys. Just look at the detail on those samurai. That is incredible. Just really gorgeous product. Really high quality counters as well. I'm going to go ahead and pop one of them out. They will need to be clipped. I clipped the previous game. They need to be clipped because there are some tufts. If you can see that. When you pull it off, you can see those tufts are kind of sticking out. Those need to be cleaned off, and it looks like that counter's slightly off-center, but not terribly too off-center, a little bit, and it is the reduced side. These are just some of those counters that you're going to use for combat. Very cool. Very neat system. We really enjoyed our play of the other game, Nagashino and Shizugatake. We only played one of the small scenarios, but it's one of those games that I would love to get back to the table. So there are actually 2 player aids, but you'll notice one in French, one in English. I just wish they would have charged me $3 more and put 2 of each in. But if I remember correctly, the player aids are very well laid out, very beneficial, and they make the game very playable. Not really an overly complicated game, but it is a good game, a solid game. We did enjoy the system, and I can't wait to get this one to the table. These maps, trying to think how to describe them. They are very thick paper, but they almost have the feel of not canvas, but like neoprene style, thicker plastic of some kind. I think they're going to be very durable. Obviously, they are huge maps. Let's go ahead and lay both those out. I'm not going to be able to get them all in the screenshot, but you can, I'm going to pull back a little bit. You can see those are huge. Let's go ahead and flatten that out a little bit. Really great detail on them. They join up well. These rivers match up right here. Sorry, once I get that. And you can put a big piece of plexi under that and really have a good time with it. Here is a look at one of the castles, Matsuyama Castle. Right here identified. In the other game, there was also a castle, and that was very hard to storm and take care of. Sekigahara is kind of in the middle of the map. So yeah, really great looking, huge map. I can't even get, let me actually, I'm gonna try to elevate this just a little bit. So bear with me. Yeah, that's as high as it goes. So that's as much as you're gonna get into it. It's just a big, big map. But yeah, really great looking map, really high caliber craftsmanship. I think this game looks incredibly awesome. So there you have it. Sekigahara 1600 from Serious Historical War Games, which is a French publisher, Philippe Hardy. Really nice production, great looking components. Comes with a scenario book and a rule book. Really nice. This one's going to be a great game. Can't wait to get this one clipped. I, in fact, will probably go ahead and start clipping it now, but we'll see how that goes. So I'll spread that out so you can see that. But there you have it, Sekigahara 1600. Hope you enjoyed the look at this game. It is still available and was fairly reasonably priced, if I remember correctly. So thank you for watching. I've been Grant for the Player's Aid.